This is the most beautiful thing I have ever participated in. There is nothing like this out there.
Un evento muy particular que realmente en Perú no se ve esto.
Es extraordinaria esta experiencia.
It's really out of this world.
Juntos hacemos algo que pasa a ser único.
We discovered collective art through our annual art event called the Mythic Party, where once a year, for 5 days, people from around the world are invited to Tierra Mítica, a community situated in the high jungle of Peru, to collectively paint on a monument built for this occasion by us, the Tierra Míticans. And it's in this paradise environment that everything started. The Mythic Party 2017 was a big shift for Tierra Mítica. We took the challenge to build our first giant sculpture, La Mama, without knowing anything about how to do it. We just went for it, together, with everybody's ideas, with everybody's skills. And it appeared in 3 months, surpassing anything we could have ever imagined. Since then, we decided to go deeper into collectiveness, surpassing what we believed we could do. Our last project in the theme of conception, La Mente, a recording studio in the shape of a brain, was more successful and surprising than the previous one. Through this project, we became closer together as a community, and with each passing day, found new techniques of working together artistically.
My name is Simon. I'm the project manager for La Mente. My job is to tie all of the ideas together and make sure that all of the Tierra Míticans work collectively.
This is a piece that Adam and I were given to do, and it's turned into a fully collective piece because I started it with Adam in terms of the vision for it, and then we both started the metal structure of it. Then I left, I came back and I worked on the face with Matilda, I worked on the face with Simon, and Adam was finishing the hands and the face of the man, and now Metza's grinding it.
It's making me more open and flexible to have people work on the piece I started or I was working on, and like switch around, which is really, it's like such an amazing feeling, and it's more fun too. It's more fun and we're doing better this way, we're much faster this way.
That's what we do, we jump from one sculpture to another.
This project's mine, it's yours, it's all of the Tierra Míticans, it's everybody's project.
Everyone's down here painting La Mente 2 days. Now almost 1 day before the Mythic Party starts.
And this year we're going to go further because there is no walls anymore. And we can have all the artists painting everywhere. And we can do the coolest art in the world here in the jungle. We, common people.
Y nosotros, gente común, normales, podemos hacer el arte el más chévere, el más tremendo del mundo, aquí, juntos, en el medio de la selva.
¡Usen!
So Mikis, you call this the first truly collective art project in the world, but there are other collective art projects that you can consider, such as the Berlin Wall and the graffiti, or you can go as far back to ancient Egypt and look at the Sphinx and consider that collective art, or some of the biggest cathedrals in the world that were collective pieces of art, or you can look at modern things such as Burning Man.
And a lot of people consider the art of Burning Man to be fully collective art as well. So how is this different than all those other examples of what people consider collective art?
Well, if we start with things like graffiti on walls, not only on the Berlin Wall, but other places in the world where many artists join together and paint, each mural is an individual piece. Each person, they have their own area, their own vision, and they work, and sometimes they coordinate in a common theme, but mostly is every man or woman for themselves. And in places like Burning Man, besides the fact that it is performance art, ephemeral art, there's not something that's left from it, only the movies and the pictures of it, but basically it's people designing through the year and constructing big things that then they find people to help them to put them up and assemble them. But it's one or two people's idea and execution, and then the rest just work to execute. For big things of the past, like the great cathedrals and the sphinxes that you mentioned, that was usually one king with one designer, and then hundreds or thousands of artists or workers just executing their little piece that is part of somebody else's vision. And there are like huge Buddhas in Asia, like 120 meters tall, that thousands of people have worked on them. But again, following instructions, following somebody else's design. Here in La Mente, we have done something unique because this is a conglomeration of everybody's vision, everybody's art, everybody's techniques. You're seeing people working on it, and artists that used to be in competition and they fight in competition, now they're painting in each other's painting, enhancing. Nobody minds, somebody does something, then somebody else has an idea and they go and enhance it. And if it doesn't work, we can like start again, right? Doesn't matter. And there is trust. Everybody we have here, seasoned artists, and we have people who have never painted before. And everybody has an equal role, and everybody is doing marvels. And they're all working on each other's and showing people techniques. Or somebody goes and paints on some others. There's pieces of painting here that 5, 6, 7 people have worked on. And every layer brings something to it. People ask each other for ideas. It is something truly unique because we unite technique, vision, work, heart, everything. Everything is fully collective, and that has never happened anywhere in the world, ever before.
Esta es la primera vez con todos los amigos artistas disfrutando poco a poco de este momento tan sensacional.
Aquí somos muchos pintores y también hay gente con más experiencia, otros con menos, pero de hecho lo que me trajo fue saber que iba a poder estar en contacto con los pintores peruanos, sobre todo, que vienen de la Escuela de Arte Visionario. En este viaje que estoy haciendo como estudio del lugar de pintor, me interesaba y decía, wow, ahí voy porque voy a estar con ellos. Y llegando aquí, lo más poder convivir estos días y más de lo que esperaba, porque no solo ellos, sino que hay gente de todos lados y hay mucho que compartir en estos días y es increíble ver cómo la cosa se va transformando. Y de repente hay un trocito así, hay 5 pintores que ponen las manos y la magia se da y el resultado podemos ver a cada día. Es hermoso.
It's like it's one organism and everyone's just working together, and I was blown away last year, and this year it's something completely new.
So wasn't the idea and initial vision of this project your vision though? So how is this project considered collective?
Well, you see, ideas pop up from somebody, whoever. So I had the idea to do a giant brain, and then we could have the visions of conception inside the brain, starting from the vision of having a baby or falling in love, and going into the more animalistic parts towards the hypothalamus of raw sex, jungly primal, and have all the range of every kind of human thoughts and emotions and feelings. And that was an initial idea, and to house our recording studio inside, to make it functional. And there could have been another idea. We could have done something else that somebody else suggested. But then as the vision developed, people started getting enthusiastic and it started shifting with everybody's vision. And whatever is here is something I could never even imagine. So yeah, ideas appear from one person, but then once they cross-pollinate and are fertilized, they turn into something completely different. So yes, it is truly collective art. And next year, we are going to invite people not only to paint with us, but also to sculpt with us. So when they come to paint, they truly feel it's theirs. And what happens is that usually people, they want to have ownership of something because they want to say, I did it, and feel all the pride. But here, everyone not only has a full dollop of individual pride for whatever they've done, but will also share this amazing collective pride together for what we've done together for this monument to collective art that has been built here.
For me, really, I feel like I own all of it now. None of it and all of it, and it's really, I'm not competing with anybody, so it's all mine.
I mean, I've done sculptures and art and things before, and I thought that people would clash. I thought that people would be a little bit possessive over the things that they were painting and the art that they were creating. But to see how people can come together and how they can work on each other's pieces and really encourage each other to do that. And there's no ownership of it, you know. I haven't seen anyone that's been like that. It's been amazing over 5 days to see people create such a thing with no ownership and no, just really for the final goal, you know, for what we're creating right now.
Just so much fun to like create something together and let go of any like control and anxiety, and that I count and everybody else counts, and it doesn't matter how much experience you have or how much you're starting to learn, but to just trust that no matter how different our styles are and the things that we like, at the end when we put it together, it can be like even more incredible than anything I could have imagined.
Working together really allowed me to try anything, because I could feel like if I had any problems, I could ask somebody, they're going to teach me something new, and I can move freely between any project I wanted because someone would always be there to jump in and continue my work, and no one's going to worry if I jump in and help them with their work too.
Para mí es lo máximo. ¿Por qué? Porque intercambiamos ideas, técnicas, estilos y cada vez nos encontramos más en compartir un verdadero arte, ¿no? Que es lo que se quiere, brindar arte para todas las personas. Cada uno brinda lo suyo y se hace lo más mágico.
I've never painted before, never felt confident in painting. It was one of my fears. I feel like I'm not an artistic person. But after this, I'm ready to tackle some art and get into it, and I'm feeling very, very inspired to keep painting after this.
Aprendemos a ser más colectivo, a confiar en los demás, confiar en la otra persona, confiar en el que está a tu alrededor y mostrarte de una manera más abierta, porque tienes confianza en la persona que confía también en ti, y somos familia, como hermanos.
A mí me encanta lo que es el arte colectivo. Yo también soy profesor de artes plásticas en muchos proyectos sociales y siempre trato de algún momento que trabajemos con esto del arte colectivo, porque creo que es una manera muy rica, otra manera de visualizar y vivenciar lo que es el arte, porque por ahí deja de ser trabajo de uno, sino que pasa a ser algo mucho más fluido y como tiene que ser, ¿no? Entre nosotros siempre tenemos que aprender uno con el otro, y la colectividad es algo muy potente. Entonces esto se refleja también en el arte, cuando si juntos hacemos algo que pasa a ser único, y esto tiene que ver con la propia conciencia de que somos uno al final. Y el arte colectivo nos puede traer a este lugar.
Nuevas experiencias para todos, muy importante, conocer siempre, compartir siempre el arte.
Este evento es único, muy particular, porque Tierra Mítica enseña a ser una familia y todos trabajamos unidos.
compartir esta energía muy grande y muy mágica entre todos nosotros, ¿no? Y me voy muy satisfecho y lleno de emoción y gratitud con ustedes.
Es extraordinaria esta experiencia porque podemos ver que personas de diferentes culturas, de diferentes lenguas, pueden fusionarse en un solo objetivo. Y esto es maravilloso, hacer una obra en común y que se perciba eso, como si fuera todo una sola obra.
I'm just overwhelmed and stunned.
Yo vine, como decía al principio, interesado de convivir con los pintores peruanos de la Escuela de Arte Visionario. Pero aquí encontré mucho más. Aquí estamos en la selva peruana, o sea, me siento en los brazos de la Pachamama, en este lugar increíble. Y la gente que hace Terra Mítica, los que viven aquí también, como que nos recibieron todos con mucho calor, con mucho cariño. Entonces, al final es compartir sonrisas y situaciones que se dan estos días a través del arte. Yo creo que el arte es una de las cosas más increíbles que el ser humano puede hacer y el amor es la energía más potente. Cuando se unen estas dos cosas, podemos volar. Y aquí está unido las dos cosas, desde cada pintor que lo hace con mucho amor, pero también lo de la colectividad, porque estamos todos haciendo arte con amor. Entonces, estamos volando juntos.
And this is only the beginning. This year we're going even bigger with our ambitions and plan to build a giant amphitheater in the shape of an egg. The theme will be adolescence, and we intend to sculpt teenagers rebelling and acting out. And as we said, we are not only going to invite people to paint with us, but also have artists come and sculpt with us this time. And that's not all. We intend to spread this all over the world. We are developing an organization, Misfits Unified, in which we will travel to different locations and sculpt commissioned buildings or pieces of art. Collective art creates a space where the individual becomes part of something far greater than they ever could have believed was imaginable on their own. A space where pride is something shared by everyone involved, and where masterpieces are created in a matter of weeks. You don't have to be an artist to join the movement. Everyone's invited. Through collective art, we will create and accomplish great things. Collectively, we can do anything.